SPY's rallying, all right? SPY's rallying. What happened today? I don't even want to talk about SPY. I want to talk about Tesla really quickly because Tesla just fucking died today. The daily candle is not looking good. I tweeted out earlier that if you break 142.16, you'll probably see 128.19. Those being the 0.382 and 0.236 between the 7.618 and 6.618 extensions on Tesla. So historical golden ratio, first initial all-time high to all-time low, and that's where we get the extensions from, and then you just find the micros between those levels. So just to quickly explain my logic here, I don't think this looks good for Tesla. I don't think it fucking matters. Like, it really doesn't matter. If you're a shareholder, it sucks, but just hold through it because obviously Tesla's gonna skyrocket in the future. Never bet against Elon or his companies. But Elon is taking the hit in Tesla, letting the company slide because he's fighting a war. Like, he's voluntarily fighting a war against the deep state that exists in this country. And he's doing it on our behalf, it appears. He's the richest man in the world, or one of the richest. He might have lost his number one spot recently. But he doesn't need to be doing any of this. He bought Twitter because he knew it was going to be found out. And I genuinely believe the guy has the right intentions behind everything he does. I think he is either a cyborg, an alien from outer space that's trying to save humanity, or he's just a good person. Probably the last option. But yeah, Tesla 128.19 is probably in its near future. It really held. I thought it was going to bounce at 142.16 at one point, right around what time was that? Noon. But then it just started to bleed again, and once it broke the 0.382 here at 142.16 and retested it and rejected twice, well, 3 times, I knew it was all she wrote, and this shit started to plummet. Down 8% on the day at close, and it's bouncing a little in pre-market, but I do see more downside in Tesla's future. 128.19, and then we'll assess the situation once we reach that price level. It might fall further, but we're playing it level to level here. Well, we're not really playing it, we're just analyzing it. If you hopped inputs at noon, congratulations. If you want me to just set your charts up for you so you have the correct levels, let me know. Just DM me. I charge $35,000 an hour, but I will do this for you, and you too can anticipate bounces and near perfect rejections, because the historical golden ratio approach is the truth of the market. All right, now let's take a look at SPY. Actually, let's take a look at Apple before we look at SPY. Apple had a decent day, relatively speaking, because since the 15th, it is down. It hit a low, like, it was down 11.5% at one point since the 14th or 15th. So you're catching a little bit of a bounce here, slightly above the the 6.618 extension. Same approach with Apple. And I'll actually, just to show you how far away we are from any relevant micro level between the 6 and the 7, go to the daily. This is the yearly anchored VWAP here. Never good to be that far below it. I'd be looking for a bounce at 124.64. If you do see more downside in Apple's future, I would definitely be anticipating a bounce at 124.64, or you could play this as a like a double bottom. If you just want to ignore the price action before here. Daily RSI is almost oversold. Check the MACD. And you had MACD cross on the 14th. We'll drop to the 4 hour. We'll do the 2 hour. And you just had a cross with the signal line on Apple on the 2 hour. So this might bounce here. Who knows? Could be a false signal. 2 hour RSI is exiting oversold territory, so that's good. If Apple bounces here, I would anticipate SPY rallying. Now, SPY had a decent day. Closed 0.14% green at 380.54, it looks like. Let me just double check that because that seems like it's incorrect. Closed at 380.54. Currently in after hours it's at 381.52, up 0.26%. That's great. Didn't hit my intraday price target of 383, which is just the upper deviation from the weekly anchored VWAP. But you did break over that second deviation, and it looks like it's going to continue forward. I'm on the 5 minute now. We'll go to a more macro time frame. We'll go to the 2 hour. I mentioned in my video that I posted this morning that you had that cross on the 2 hour on the MACD, and I thought a bounce was in order. It's been in order for the last 2 days, but we couldn't stop the fucking bleeding. But we stopped the bleeding today, it appears, and I do see more upside in the S&P 500's future to close out the end of the year. As far as the Santa rally goes, yeah, my main target is 39424, the 08 3.618. From here, you'd be looking at about a 3.5, just under 3.5% move by the end of the year. I have 394 strike calls expiring on the 27th. I'm holding them with confidence. Not financial advice. Someone asked me if they should buy calls today on Twitter. I told them do whatever the fuck they think they should do because it's their money. And I'm not the oracle. I'm just analyzing price action. The greatest indicator that you could ever have and use is price action. All right? So don't overcomplicate it. I use very basic indicators, MACD, RSI. I don't even look at volume very often. I look at the options chain volume, certainly, but yeah, VWAP, MACD, RSI, but mainly it's just the Fibonacci price levels that I'm looking at. So 39424 remains my target. We might have a nice fucking day tomorrow, folks. We need to get above 38244, the 0.786 between the 08 3.618 and high of 2020. I do not think we're going to drop to 37493 to 37317, which is the GP between the 08 3.618 and high of 2020. I think that's in our past. And I think this was just a big bear trap. Lots of uncertainty in the market. That Fed meeting, fucking Powell's hawkish words, whatever. I don't see this selling continuing in the near term. I think with contraction comes expansion and vice versa. So we had a lot of contraction here. Since the meeting, FOMC meeting, or was that CPI? CPI, we were down 8.68% at one point at the low when we hit 378 and some change. Seems like a 3 to 4% bounce to the upside is due. Excuse me, is due. And I fully intend on profiting on those 394 strike calls. I was talking about the dollar in the video this morning. 103.527 is what I'm looking to be breached. What I'm looking for to be breached. The 0.618. If that breaks, then next level below it is 97.259. So that's good. Let's look at some more S&P. NVIDIA, same approach, golden ratio, historical golden ratio. You are failing at the 12.618 extension at 171.93. You're currently sitting at, what did you close at, NVIDIA? 160.85. Slight bounce in after hours, 161.04. The 0.786, the next relevant level between the 12 and the 11.618 extension is 154. What is that? 154.65. I think you would bounce off that too. You have this nice inverse head and shoulders forming. Started forming back in, if we really want to get intricate with it, started forming back in April 2021 when you rejected off the 13.618 extension. Oh wait, no, that's Tuesday, March 29th. Tuesday, March 29th. Shoulder forms at the GP between the 12 and the 11. Head forms almost reaching the 11.618. Retest at 12. Reject. Come down to support. We'll just give it more potential downside. We're just going to say it's going to drop to 144.58, where that left shoulder formed. And then we'll look for a bounce here and a break over that 13.618 into 2023, maybe May, April, May. So all in all, NVIDIA, more potential downside. You know, locally, like a 3.8% move down to 154.65 in the near term. Maybe we get that right shoulder to form at the golden pocket between the 12 and the 11, just like the left shoulder formed, and then look for a bounce there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'd like to have a little Santa rally, so maybe NVIDIA actually retests 171-ish and then rejects there, and then forms the peak of the right shoulder on this inverse head and shoulders. What else? What else? Let's take a look at, do I have it on Google? I don't think I have it set up. I don't have it set up on Google. So Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla, there you go. The dollar, I think it's fallen sub 103, which is going to be hopefully good for the S&P in the market. And hopefully the S&P hits 39424 or 3956.64 on SPX or 3998 on futures. All OA 3.618 extensions. So yeah, that's the market recap, folks. I slept all day. I called out of work. I canceled my last jobs today because I'm still dealing with this flu. And I spent all day in bed watching the price action on SPY. Futures is 0.25% green right now at 385.950. I said I wanted 386.950 today. It does look like we're gonna get a retest of that in the evening session on futures, which is gonna be great. If it breaks over it, I think SPY is gonna have a nice 1%, 1.5% green day tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So that's it. That's my shit talk.